welcome everybody here to the Reservation Roundup here with head coach Dan Christman here live at Quebedeaux on Thursday night here. We appreciate everybody tuning in to 446 Sports as we come here every Thursday night during football season. Appreciate Quebedeaux for letting us come in here, of course, feeding us these great meals. And we got a packed house again here tonight. We'll have more people coming in as well. Make sure you come in here, wear your Tioga red. They got a special menu that they'll give you, and you get a special rate here. Very, very affordable for your Tioga fans. Again, my name's Billy French, alongside, of course, head coach Dan Christman here of the Tioga Indians. Further a little bit to the left, of course, my partner in crime, Mr. Coach Thomas Scully. And then, of course, our producer, Mr. Shane Henry. Thank you for being behind the scenes. Appreciate everybody tuning in here. And, Coach, coming in again, a really, really good week. I know practice has been going on, and here we got a big matchup tomorrow night, but we're going to kind of talk a little bit about last week where we headed up 165, headed up north of Monroe, and took on that Richwood team, and a real big win, 54-30 for your Tioga Indians.
Yeah, I thought we played well offensively. We gave up some big plays defensively, but other than that, we handled it pretty good. It was a good trip up there, and it was a nice atmosphere. And I guess they got a new head coach, so I think they're moving in the right direction. But I'm proud of the kids.
Absolutely. Again, you had a lot of scoring, which we'll go over some of that, and Coach Scully as well. Man, the facilities were there. The people were super nice. It was just, it wasn't as, when we're used to a home game at the reservation, you better get there earlier. You're not going to get a seat in the house. And they didn't have a whole lot of people. We had, I think, more people from Tioga there than for Richwood. But the whole area and the facilities and everything was just gorgeous.
Yeah, I thought it was really nice. We were talking about that off there. I mean, even their athletic facility where the players stay. But overall, it was really clean, Coach. The people were super nice. And Coach Geis over there is doing a really good job. This is year one. So, it's going to take a little bit of time for him to turn it around. I'm sure that has a lot to do with the crowd. Not sure what they're doing. And they've come off, they came in 1-3 and had beaten Mangum earlier in the season. So, they're going to be really good, Coach. I thought they had some really good athletes, and their offensive line, defensive line, they had some big guys.
They really did, and you're right, Coach Geis. I got a feeling he's going to turn it around. It was a great trip. It was a real good trip up there. They were really super nice, and they have some big kids on that team. And they had a couple of guys that had a little juice to them now.
Yeah,
they could run a little bit. So, it was a challenge, And first play, we're down 7-0, or 6-0,
yeah.
I guess. But, it just worked out. The kids, they're learning that, hey, it's a 4-quarter game, and there's a lot of snaps in the game. So that's what it came down to.
Well, for the first time this year, that opening drive for us on offense kind of stalled. We had a 3-and-out, which we don't do very often. And then, of course, like you said, their first carry, they take it to the house. But it was very, very important for us when we did that next time that defensive series come in and there we get a stop. And then that punt return by Jackson Tarver kind of just set the momentum going for this Tioga team. And he's been able to do that pretty much all season. Jackson Tarver, you've got great special teams play. Coach Tripp Prestridge does a phenomenal job with your special teams. But when, a punt return, you got Jackson Tarver. Kickoff return, you got Kervin Johnson or Karlinski Lloyd. And it seems like they make big plays at really, really good times. And it's got to be nice to have a special teams skill set like that always keeps you with great field position.
Well, I really believe it's because of the way we practice. We don't give lip service to special teams. We go out and we work the special teams and the returns and all that, and we have coaches assigned for the returners, and so it's worked out. And yes, Jackson Tarver has been playing unbelievable on offense, defense, and special teams. He's having a good year.
Well, and he also gives you an opportunity to get great field position. That actually opens the playbook up for Coach Landry, because normally we've been playing on the short side of the field most of the year after that special teams, whatever it may be, punt or kick returns. But they've done a really good job. But, Coach, once again, your defense was able to play phenomenal. Again, they had some athletes that made some dynamic plays, but the defense continued to – you know, they only held them to 12 points in the first half and gave your offense an opportunity to score. But, again, your defense being able to step up again last Friday.
Well, other than the first run, they really did a fantastic job on the running game and kind of choked that down. And the way we play defense, you're going to get some one-on-one sometimes, and, hey, it becomes a 50-50. So, you know, it's just that's the nature of what we're doing, and the kids did a really great job of persevering, staying within the scheme, not trying to overdo things. And, you know, we have some good, you know, coaches made some simple adjustments, and it worked out well.
Well, you had Kenny Ponche had himself a night. Of course, Kenny Ponche was our 446 player of the game. Had 4 touchdown runs and just kind of he had so much yardage. It's crazy the way he was just able to run. And it's nice to have, not only do you have Kenny, but then when you give Kenny a break, you have Jackson Tarver get out there. Well, this week has been a little different. Tarver didn't hardly get a lot of carry, didn't need to, but you had Case Malone was able to throw the ball and run the ball. Had a really good night of running the ball. I love that when we get inside that red zone, there's so many options that Coach Landry has. And speaking of Coach Landry, we're going to talk to him later on in the show as well. As tonight is quarterbacks and running back night here, so you get to talk to a couple of running backs. Kenny's here. I think Case Malone's here. Tarver Landry, the whole crew's here. But man, it's nice to have that many weapons inside that red zone here that you could just. I mean, you could flip a coin as far as who you want to get the ball to.
Well, he does a great job seeing the game and what they're giving you. And if it's quarterback run or it's, you know, inside zone, whatever it is. And then you have a pretty good receiver out there. And not just him. You know, I thought Angelo Shelton made some big catches in the game. And Christian Isles made a fantastic catch in the game as well.
That was our Southern Air cool play of the game, yeah.
and so, you know, when you can move that ball around to a lot of people, then they have problems trying to double cover one. And so, and we've told them all season long, if they're going to put 2 people here, then we need some playmakers from the other people. And they've been doing a good job.
And being able to take Kerwin and move him from the outside, move him inside in the slot, then it really messed up their double team. You know, and we've seen this throughout the first 4 games where they've been playing 2 on Kerwin and then 9 in the box playing against you. But they weren't able to do that when Coach Landry started moving them around, and then that gave them an opportunity to get across the field, like you said. Plus, it gave a different look to your offense.
Well, if we run any type of concept like that where we bring him inside, we're trying to isolate him on the safety. And then a lot of times if they bump a linebacker out on him, well, they're emptying the box a little bit, so it opens up the run. It makes it easier. I can't tell you how good the offensive line has played the last.
Lights out.
They really have, and they've done a real good job in protecting and passing games. So they've done a fantastic job.
Especially with them being so young, aside from Tucker, of course, in that center spot. Man, it's going to be exciting to see them grow and get better and better, as they grow. But again, going into talking about Angelo Shelton, it seems like Case has been able to have such a good relationship with all the receivers. You know, of course, Kervin's your deep threat, and he's done a great job all year. But you know, now that name's out there, people are scouting him. They're going to double, triple coverage on that side. But like last week, I seen one throw where Case let go of the ball before Angelo even finished his route. Angelo turns around, boom, catches it and gets the first down. Christian Isles, to me, he is that third down wide receiver that you know if you just get it in his hands, he's going to catch it and move the chains. And then you throw in Tarver Landry, who has got some of the softest mitts I've ever seen in my life for a big fella like that.
Yes, I'll give you an example on all this. Today we did our walkthroughs. We finished the walkthroughs. The quarterbacks, the receivers, all those guys went outside and worked on certain routes that they know they're going to do on tomorrow night. And that was on their own.
Yeah.
They went out there on their own, and they did it. And they were just where I said, I don't want you to kill yourselves out there. Oh, no, we're just working timing. We're working timing. But, you know, at the end of the day, if you can maintain a balance in your offensive, it's hard to handle. And we're going to need that. We're going to need that Friday night.
And the biggest challenge, Coach, and we talked about this, Billy and I did, you know, every team has a trap game, we call it, where you've been playing up and playing those tough games, and then you've got that Richwood team in between, knowing that Gina's on the backside of that. But to be able to, like you said, maintain and do what you're supposed to do, go out there and do your job. You guys did that. And, offensively, and I even said it, people are getting spoiled because normally, the week before, 5 first possessions, we scored touchdowns. Yeah. And then we come back and we don't, those things will happen. But just the confidence in your guys on offense to say, hey, look, we're going to be fine. Let us just get in the defense, just get us the ball back. And that's, so much complementary football when you think about the way those two sides of the ball are helping each other get in the right spot.
It is, Ridgewood's going to be good one day. I can tell y'all that they have some talent, but the offense and the defense feed off of each other. Yeah. And that is real key in this game. And so, I'm very pleased with, the way we practice, the way we carry it over. We're not worried about what happens. If it's something bad happens, we turn the page and go on. And I've been preaching, don't worry about the scoreboard to the end of the game. And if we play every play, that is the process that we want them to do, and it's been working for us so far.
Well, as a Tioga fan first, before I'm a play-by-play guy, of course I am Tioga through and through. It's so fun to watch this offense, and we give props up to the defense, and the defense has been lights out this year. But it's fun to watch this offense because whatever they need that week, they can do. They can beat you just running the ball 50 times on you, or they can throw it over the top and eat you up with the athleticisms that we have on both sides of the ball. So when you're able to run both, there's not a team in the state of Louisiana that can cover. It's very, very tough to do that can be able to do both. And we mix it up. Coach Landry does a phenomenal job on these play calls, especially anything third down and say 6 or longer. We can open it up the middle. We can find that little soft spot in the zone over the middle. We can do a little quick pass to the outside. We have the screen pass availability now. And then, of course, we got Kenny Ponche running the ball that can pick up 8 to 10 yards there per clip. It's got to be fun as a head coach, of course, knowing that, man, it doesn't matter whatever we need. If we're struggling on one side of the ball, we can actually turn it up and maybe run or mix it up. And it's got to be fun, as a Tioga head coach to know that your team is very, very skilled on both sides.
Well, they are skilled, and I contributed that to the way we practice. We work tempo all the time. He gets them out there, and they're going to line up, and they're going to run a play, and it's going to be as fast as it can. Now, that you have to be able to concentrate. You have to know what they're doing, and then at that point, he sees what they're giving him, and then he finds the plays that what they're giving you, how to attack it. So it's really a simple game when you really analyze it. How they defending you, what do we need to do, and he does a fantastic job. And we have people in the press box talking to him all the time. So
yeah, we hear them all the time.
Well, they are some emotional fellas, I would say that.
I love it.
But at the end of all this, Coach Landry does a fantastic job. He's normally calm and cool on the sidelines, communicating with Case and the receivers, and it's worked out really well.
Yeah, and Coach, you think about your coaching staff, and you've talked about them and the experience that they bring to the to your team and to this program and the community. You don't see that as much today, and it's so easy when you have the kind of coaches like you have, and just talk about how they get along and the way they work together, and you don't. Even though we hear excitement in the box because they're intense, you don't ever hear panic. It's everybody stays really. Yeah. And that goes back to the way you do things. Every once in a while you'll get excited, but you get excited for different reasons. But they're still focused on, hey, he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing, and that's a compliment.
Well, I was very fortunate when I took over that we didn't lose any coaches, because they're not only good coaches, they're good people. And that's what I want around the kids, and they're good examples. And some of us are a little rough around the edges. I'm probably one as well. But at the end of it, we only want the best for them. And it's worked out. They do a fantastic job. No matter what happens on Friday, we're in there at 8 in the morning getting ready on Saturday and getting ready for the game. So they're just dedicated guys, and they're dedicated to the kids and to the community, and it's a great thing.
And I'll piggyback off of that. Of course, I do the PA announcing at Red River Football, and case in point, last night, Coach Book and Coach Mooter, who are the loudest ones in that press box, the ones that are fiery, that really are passionate, they're sitting there next to each other at Red River. Their two boys play on the same team with Cohen Henry's little brother, KJ, and they're sitting next to each other right there out in the grass, and I have never heard them say a word during their game. I was like, isn't that crazy? But they just sitting on those recliner chairs, just sitting there back and watching Coach Book, Coach Mooter just enjoying the game, and that little team that just seems to dominate everybody. But it goes to show you that they're not just co-workers, you know what I mean? There's a relationship there, even awful work here.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And you're building this program here from the bottom, from that 10 years old all the way up.
Well, we all know that's important. I just left the junior high game to get over here because that is the future.
Yes.
And you want them to do well. And you want to back the coaches at the junior high level, the Red River level. And a lot of times, just seeing you there is encouragement enough,
Absolutely.
And it's really a fantastic sport. It's the ultimate team sport, and you really need to have people pushing the sport out there because it is a very special sport to be involved in. And we have real special guys. I think they do a fantastic job.
Absolutely. And then, of course, going in your quarterback this year, and again, we'll talk to him a little bit later on, Case Malone. He's always been very good. This year, I've got to watch, and he's been able to do a lot of checkdowns, a lot of changing maybe at the line of scrimmage or some things, or in the past, of course, when his first look is not there, it's tuck and go. Now I'm watching him roll out and kind of direct as it's going, and he's not even the first receiver might not be open, but he's doing his check downs to Christian Isles or the screen pass to Tarver Landry and stuff like that. It's fun to watch him finally, and I say finally because he's been a very, very good quarterback since day one that he started quarterbacking here at Tioga. But you could tell the comfort and the confidence that he has now of running this offense.
Well, when he's directing it like that, we work scramble drills. And so it's something that we do. And they go out there. If you're going deep, you come back. If you're going here, you go there. So it's something that he's comfortable in the offense. It's 3 years he's been out there doing it. And so, he's just a good leader. He's out there. He's leading the kids, and he can tell them what to do because we do have some young kids out there. And, they just have confidence in each other, and confidence it's a good thing.
Absolutely. Well, we had our player of the week, of course. That was Kenny Ponche. He's here. We'll talk to Kenny a little bit later as well. That was our 446 Sports player of the week. Then our play of the game, our Southern Air cool play of the game, was what we talked about a little while ago. That Case Malone throw to Christian Isles across his body was absolutely beautiful, just beautiful. And then, of course, our Express Employment Professionals lineman of the game, boy, Chase Thomas had himself a night on that defensive side for sure.
Well, the defense, your tackles in the 4-3 defense are crucial. You got to eat them blocks up, and he was pushing it back.
Yes, sir.
He did a great job.
Speaking of eating them up, huh?
Oh.
Talk about timing. You can't get it better. That is a great segue, Coach.
Oh, no doubt. But Chase is done. Chase and A.J. Adams, they do a fantastic job up front, and they're strong now. Oh, Lord, they're strong. That's some strong boys. Yeah. And hey, shout out to AJ. I think it's his birthday.
Yeah, yes,
so, little shout out for it. Go. Okay.
He's around here, I'm sure.
I don't know.
I don't know if he's here or not. I've seen his mom, but I didn't see him.
Yeah, he's probably eating cake somewhere. Who knows?
Well, you know, you had Chase, of course, like you said, AJ as well. Wesley Sherman had a great night. It's the Javion champion. Of course, we talked about him a little bit off the air about how he moved from the linebacker spot to that end, and he has been a machine over there, Coach. And I know you've mentioned champion a bunch of times last week, too, during the call, some of the stuff that he was doing. Coach Scully, you got to love how that defensive front's just absolutely dominating the line of scrimmage.
It's unbelievable. And then now that Tarver's back, so it's just a rotation. And you know, and then you put in Tucker, and you know, it's just when you get them all coming in there and you've got 6 guys, and we kind of talked about it a little bit, but now you've got 6 guys you're rotating in and out. I mean, that's an advantage on the defensive side.
Ain't no doubt. And Terry Fogelman, he gets in there occasionally. So, you know, we can keep them a little fresher, you know. Those kids are strong, and they're doing the technique. Coach Thompson does a great job with the D-line. He gets them where they got to fit right, what they got to do with their hands. And so they're doing a great job.
Yeah, I mean, and then, of course, you know, and then you're too deep at the linebackers. And, you know, even Friday night, you know, Kenny didn't play much defense. He came in at it a little bit, not compared to what he's done, but for, you know, you go right there, Muhammad steps right in and Mo doesn't miss a knot. He doesn't miss a beat. And then you had Joe in there as well, and he did a great job. So, I mean, it's just the depth and you know, talking with Coach Mooter a couple weeks ago, just, hey, next guy up. You know, that's how we're doing it. Next guy up, and they're going to want to, if they're in there for 2 plays, they're going to give you everything they have for those 2 plays because they know they're probably going to come out because somebody else is coming in. It's going to be a little bit fresher.
It helps us because we have some kids that have to go both ways. Yeah. So by JV games, freshman games, and you develop it, and then in time they can help you on Friday night. And so it's been beneficial, and you're right. I don't have a problem. I don't even ask anymore who's in, you know. I really don't, you know. But there's a couple of numbers out there. If they're not flashing, I kind of go, okay, let's get them in the game, you know.
Right.
So, but, I think you're right. That we created depth by the way we practice, and so I think that's important.
Well, a big win for Tioga last week against that Richwood team, 54-30. As we get ready to shift gears to Gina tomorrow night. We're going to talk about that in the next segment, but we're going to take a break here. We're live at Quebedeaux Cafe here in Pineville. This is the Reservation Roundup here. Thank you so much to Quebedeaux. As you've seen while we were talking, Antonio here, boy, he kind of laid it in perfectly and set up. We got some fish, we got fries, we got some onion rings here, and so we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a little sample here for you guys. You know, we want to make sure that when we invite people to a restaurant that the food's good. So we're going to sample this for you here during this break, and then we'll bring right back and we're going to talk about the Gina Giants. So again, this is 446 Sports. This is the Reservation Roundup live at Quebedeaux in Pineville. We'll be right back.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by your local convenience stores, where friendly faces, cold drinks, hot snacks, and everything you need are just around the corner. For a quick stop before the big game, your hometown convenience stores are always ready, always here for you. Swing by today, and remember, support local, shop local. Highway 2080 Chevron, King Stop, Fuel Plus, Ball Chevron, and Cougar Stop. At Alexandria Solutions, we believe every strong community starts with healthy minds and healthy families. That's why we're proud to stand alongside Tioga High School as a corporate sponsor. We're here to support the Tioga Indians from the classroom to the playing field, because when students succeed, our whole community thrives. At Alexandria Solutions, we provide compassionate care for mental health and addiction. No referral is needed to make an appointment, and we accept most insurances, because getting help should be simple. Alexandria Solutions, proud to support the Tioga Indians and proud to serve our community. Go Indians! At Woodman Life, we believe in standing strong for our communities because together we can build a brighter future. From supporting local schools with resources and scholarships to sponsoring programs that give children the tools they need to succeed, Woodman Life is proud to invest in the next generation. Our members live, work, and serve right here in your hometown, volunteering and making a difference where it matters most. When you see Woodman Life, you see neighbors helping neighbors and a promise to keep giving back. Woodman Life, standing strong for community, standing strong for you. At Woodman Life, we believe in standing strong for our communities because together we can build a brighter future. From supporting local schools with resources and scholarships to sponsoring programs that give children the tools they need to succeed, Woodman Life is proud to invest in the next generation. Our members live, work, and serve right here in your hometown, volunteering and making a difference where it matters most. When you see Woodman Life, you see neighbors helping neighbors and a promise to keep giving back. Woodman Life, standing strong for community, standing strong for you.
When something happens to your car, you might say,
Ugh, come on.
Seriously? This is so extra.
but what you could say is,
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
your local State Farm agent is available when and where you need them, online, over the phone, or even in person. State Farm agents are here to answer your questions and help you file your claim.
This is so extra.
Everybody dancing all night long. Everybody dancing all night long. Everybody dancing all night long. Somebody's dancing to my song.
Yeah, so what happened out there tonight?
We struck out at home with leftovers, then we remembered walk-ons.
What effect did the situation have?
Spirit soared. Nick took on a burger. Jen obliterated her ribeye po' boy. And speaking of spirits, Laura even scored a real tasty cocktail. She needed that.
Any lessons learned today?
Yeah. Head straight to walk-ons.
Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers, and cocktails. Walk-ons for the win.
Here's an important message for everyone in Central Louisiana experiencing changes in their vision. If you've met this year's Medicare deductible and are experiencing vision changes due to cataracts, then right now is the best and most affordable time to schedule your procedure with the cataract team at Wallace Eye Associates. A new year means a new deductible, so when it's time for cataract surgery, there's only one team.
Welcome back, everybody. Here, this is Quebedeaux Cajun Cafe here in Pineville, Louisiana. This is the Reservation Roundup on 446 Sports. We're here with head coach of your Tioga Indians, Mr. Dan Christman. Again, my name's Billy French, alongside Coach Thomas Scully and our producer Shane Henry behind the camera. Everybody got a little snack during the break, so we're good to go. We're ready for this second segment here, as we're going to shift gears a little bit and talk about the Gina Giants. And Coach, you know, we talked a little bit off the air as well about how we enjoy having that Gina Giants on the schedule every year. They're always such a great coach team, and it's always a great battle with Tioga and Gina. So I know hopefully we'll be able to continue that tradition of having Gina on the schedule.
Well, we are. I think Coach Rourke is not only one of the finest coaches in the area, but he's done a fantastic job. He's done a real good job. And, you know, the last 10 years, he might have the architect of one of the best programs in this area. So he just does a good job, and he's a super guy to visit with, and I'm expecting an atmosphere unbelievable Friday night.
Well, Coach, tell us about their running backs. I mean, offensively, that's their biggest returning group. They're two running backs, that two-headed monster we like to call it, very similar to the Sterlington team we kind of saw as far as offensively. Tell us a little bit about what Coach Rourke does on the offensive side.
Well, they run split back, and they will run dive, sweep, and then option off of that, and a little counter action as well. Number 10, he's the left half. He's solid and he's fast, and I believe it's number 5. And when they want to balance you up, go 2 tight ends. I think it's 3 or 13 and 7. They'll bring him in from a split, and they just do a great job. And their quarterback, he contributes the ball. He distributes the ball throughout everything, and so they do a great job. It is one of those offenses, if they get 3 or more, and that's, in my mind, you got to stop them on first down.
Absolutely. Yeah, they got that two-headed monster, as Coach Scully was talking about, with Wilson and Hatcher. A lot of yards, a lot of touchdowns between the two of them. Of course, got a wide receiver and Mr. Cooper with only 11 catches, man. Only 11 catches, but 6 touchdowns on 11 catches. That's pretty efficient. If you listen, they can. They're gonna. You can tell that they are run first option. That's their priority. That's what their bread and butter is. Which the way Coach Mooter's defense has been running lately, I'm excited to see what this defensive front can do on that run game.
Well, they're different than last year because the quarterback is throwing the ball really well. So if you sell out to stop the run, you're getting some one-on-ones with some good receivers. So, he's been throwing the ball really well. So it's going to be a challenge. But every game when you play a team that's well coached like this, it's going to be a challenge. But it's a challenge that I like to see how we respond to. See how we do.
And you're going into a great atmosphere. They have one of the best atmospheres in the area as far as playing at their place. And again, you've talked about it. It's that setting that meter. Okay, where are we at this point in the season? And this is a great testing point for your team coming into that 5th game of the season. And okay, right, where are we as a team when you're playing this kind of team with this much tradition? And not to even think he's 22-5 in the last 2 years or 3 years, at James. So, it's exciting and you got to just think about that. And that's, Coach, those games you got to like.
Yeah, absolutely. You like it for your community. You like it for your players, everybody at the schools. You like it because it's good. It's good atmosphere. It's everything about this. It should be a positive no matter what happens. But at the end of it, I like dealing with people that are good people, and that starts with Coach Rourke and goes all the way down through his coaches and everybody else. In fact, I believe we're going to play him in a freshman JV game the following Monday. So it's a win-win for everybody when you're dealing with good people.
Absolutely. Gina comes in 4-0. Of course, we're 3-1. Gina beats Mangum week 1, beats Menard 56-3 week 2. Beat St. Fred's out of Monroe 42-7, and then last week they beat that Winfield team 52-22. Of course, they haven't played a Tioga yet, so this is going to be fun. This is a really, really good matchup here. I'm super excited. This is a game that I always look forward to, whether it's at the reservation or whether it's in Gina. It's going to be a packed house. Again, we travel well. They have their whole side is going to be absolutely full. We'll be on top of the press box. So you'll see my bald head. You'll see Coach Scully's bald head up there.
Appreciate that.
They put us right by a speaker, and it's okay until we're going to hear that PA announcer. And, even though we're right by a speaker, I'm going to give a shout-out to a buddy of mine, but even though we're right in front of a speaker, it's still not as loud as Randy James at Pineville on the mic. So shout-out to Randy James, my buddy over there at Pineville. But I saw him the next day after that Pineville game, Coach. We were eating, and I was like, hey, we're cool now, buddy. It's the next day. Yeah, I said, you know, we might not have been friends yesterday, but we're friends again today. And that just goes to show, again, loving having that same team on the schedule because these players look forward to the atmosphere. It helps that it's not a 2 or 3 hour drive. You know, it's an easy little drive to Gina, real quiet. It shouldn't mess up the day-to-day stuff that you guys go through on an away game. And it's a fun atmosphere, like Coach Scully said. I always enjoy playing Gina. If they're well coached, they're big. They're always the linemen are always grown a little different over there in Gina. They just seem to be in such big in size. But this Tioga offensive line, they got some size as well, man. And I'm super excited to see what we can do.
Me too. I'll be honest with you. It's going to be a challenge. They're going to play. After last year, I could tell that, you know, they wasn't real happy campers about what happened last year. So I got to, you know, I expect a war out there. They're going to come out and they're going to bring it. So, you know, that's what makes this fun. You know, I equate this like, you know, Georgia, Alabama or something like that, West Monroe, Neville or something, you know, similar stuff like that. So it's just going to be fun. And whatever happens, we got a game next week to get ready for it. And so, you know, that's what you do, you know.
Well, and you've said that, too. You've said that. You've talked about playing up those teams that are tough to get you prepared for the end of the season. And, again, this is just another benchmark before you start your district stretch. And, you know, again, another well-coached team. And you've done that. Sterlington, I mean, they played Sterlington, lost to them in the semifinals last year. You opened with Sterlington, then you got the Leesville team, and you got Richwell with a new coach. And, I mean, just everybody that you guys have put on your schedule, coach, they're well-coached, well-disciplined teams, and you've been able to do the same thing with your group.
Well, you know, we have a lot of good people there. The coaches do a great job with it. And you're right. It's great when you go to these atmospheres and you play these teams, you know, and we have a super atmosphere as well. So, you know, we played Leesville at home, and when they're still on the schedule for next year, when we go over there, it's going to be a war. So, you know, it's just the way it is. You know, you try to do the best you can, and then you just move on to the next game. Well, and hopefully you grow from that game. There's something going to be good. There's something good going to happen and something bad, and you just have to overcome that and do what you got to do.
Yeah, well, you know, some teams might schedule some weaker opponents here to try to get those wins, but that does nothing for you when you get into real playoff action here. And I love that you're not afraid to schedule anybody that you know that could be a tough challenge, but that'll prepare this team for that playoff run. Because at the end of the day, once you get into playoffs, it's, you know, you might have a one game that's going to be a little, you know, maybe beneficial, but as you get deeper into that playoff run, all these tough teams that you're playing at the beginning of the season is definitely going to benefit your team and make you a stronger and better team.
Well, at the end of it, and I tell people all the time, it's really about power points. Now, you know, you want to win a district championship, you want to do all this, but it's really about power points and seeding for the playoffs.
Right.
And when you play a team like Gina, you know they're going to win 8-9 games. And so if you can get blessed and beat them, well, look, that's 18, 19 points. And even if you lose to them, you're still going to get 8-9 points. So, you know, if you play somebody that's just terrible, you might only get, and lose to them, you might only get 2 or 3 points. So, you know, and it can happen, you know, it does happen. That's what's competition. So it's just a win-win playing teams like that.
Since those power points have come in such big these last few years, it's like, you know, this tomorrow night, we're not Gina fans tomorrow night. But come next week and the week after and the week after, we're pulling for Gina to win every game we can, because every time they win, we get some more points, and it makes it beneficial, and it makes you, you know, enjoy the game. Except for you, Coach. Next week you cannot go for Gina because they play Marksville. Your son coaches at Marksville. So
that'll be all right.
I love that motto, Tioga over everything.
Yeah, that'll be all right.
Well, we appreciate everybody tuning in here. This is the Reservation Roundup live at Quebedeaux in Pineville. This is with, of course, your head coach, Coach Dan Christman. We're going to let him have a break, go eat with his family. On the next segment, we're going to bring up the offensive coordinator, Coach Landry, and we're going to also talk to some quarterback. We're going to talk to some running backs, and we're going to talk a little offensive football here in this next segment. So, again, we'll be right back. This is a Reservation Roundup live on 446 Sports. We'll be right back.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing to save the day. From keeping you comfortable to plumbing repairs and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, your one-stop solution for AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing or visit us online at southernairnow.com.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by your local convenience stores, where friendly faces, cold drinks, hot snacks, and everything you need are just around the corner. For a quick stop before the big game, your hometown convenience stores are always ready, always here for you. Swing by today, and remember, support local, shop local. Highway 2080 Chevron, Kingstop, Fuel Plus, Ball Chevron, and Cougar.
At Woodman Life, we believe in standing strong for our communities because together we can build a brighter future. From supporting local schools with resources and scholarships to sponsoring programs that give children the tools they need to succeed, Woodman Life is proud to invest in the next generation. Our members live, work, and serve right here in your hometown, volunteering and making a difference where it matters most. When you see Woodman Life, you see...
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. As the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S., they offer the versatility and reliability to get the job done right all year round. Right now, Bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $6,000.
Find a dealer near you at LouisianaKubotaDealers.com.
Welcome back, everybody. Here we are at Quebedeaux Cajun Cafe here in Pineville. This is the Reservation Roundup every week here on 446 Sports. Appreciate Quebedeaux and all that they do. Speaking of giving back to the community, of course, we appreciate everybody that comes out every week. We got a little giveaway here. We're going to go ahead. I want you to introduce yourself and tell us who our winners are tonight.
All right, so my name is Cadence, and tonight's winners are Ronnie.
Ronnie Stevens gets
and
a hat.
Jaden.
Jaden, where's Jaden at? Do we have a Jaden? Oh, there he comes. All right. Jaden with a hat. Thank you so much, Cadence. Appreciate it. Appreciate everything they do here at Quebedeaux. Great food, great atmosphere, of course, and they are proud supporters here of Tioga football. Again, this is the Reservation Roundup. Coach Christman's taking a break, grabbing him something to eat with the family. We brought in the offensive coordinator, the guru himself, Coach Landry. Look, hey, brother, as many points as you keep scoring every week for these last few years, we're going to call you a guru if you're going to keep scoring 40 every week. Coach, appreciate you coming in. Of course, this is running back and quarterback night here. To my right here, to your left on the camera, of course, our senior captain quarterback, Mr. Case Malone. Of course, our senior running back, Kenny Ponche, our 446 player of the week last week. And, of course, the future quarterback right here, Mr. Ronnie Stevens. So you're going to be hearing his name a whole lot starting next year. So appreciate them coming in. And, Coach, got a big game tomorrow night, of course. Your offense has been rolling all year long, and I know it's exciting to have that many playmakers on that offensive side.
Well, yeah, we have really good players on offense. So, credit to all those guys. We try to put them in a position to be successful, and they're just good players and experienced players. I think that gets overlooked. You talk about Case, he's a 3-year starter. Kenny's a 3-year starter. Kervin's a 3-year starter. Tucker on the offensive line's a 4-year starter.
Right.
So we got a lot of guys that just have played a lot of football. And so, they do a lot of things that correct some of the mistakes I make sometimes.
Come on now.
They're just really good players.
Yeah, go ahead, Coach Scully. I know you're chomping at the bit talking to these fellas.
I'm just impressed with the balance, Coach. You've done a great job of keeping your offense balanced. Case does a great job of staying poised.
Yep.
When you go into these games, I mean, with the weapons, I'm going to say, how do you keep everybody happy? Because, when you've got this much talent, how do you do that?
Well, here's the thing: when we throw it, we have to be efficient when we throw it, and that's been the difference for us this year. Case has been tremendously efficient throwing the football. Obviously you got Kervin out there, but then you got people like Christian and Tarver and Angelo that also play that are more than capable of making plays. So, and the good thing about it is none of those guys are selfish. None of them really care about what they get. I mean, you see the receivers blocking their tails off when we run the ball. And so, when you got a bunch of guys that are not selfish, that are bought into what we're doing, it makes it easy.
Absolutely. And Case, grab the mic, buddy. You get to talk first. We're going to go ahead and start. Look, buddy, of course, I've known you your whole life, and I'm so proud of the young man that you have become and the leadership. And I made mention to Coach earlier, Coach Christman, this year it seems like you've stepped up a whole nother level with the reads. In the past, and not always, but like it was that first read might not have been there, and then I'm going to tuck it, I'm going to go. Well, now you're rolling out, you're looking down the field, you got a lot of options. Right now, you had 832 yards on the season, 9 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. And it's the confidence that you have of having all these. It's got to be fun. Not only are these your friends, but you got some really, really good athletes to throw the ball to.
Yes, sir. The yards that I have now is just all because of my O-line and my star receiver I got out there, Kervin Johnson. And I couldn't be the quarterback I am today if I didn't have those guys.
Tell me he didn't get taught. Let me talk about my O-line first. Tell me that's not veteran leadership right there. He knows his bread and butter. Well, again, you had a lot of runs last week. You ran the ball more last week than you've run, and that's good. That's because Kenny had a great job. We're going to talk to Kenny here in a minute as well. But yeah, you have that vertical threat with Curvin. Then you have really good timing with you and Angelo.
Yes,
especially, Angelo, as soon as he breaks the route, the ball's in his hands already. And then, of course, your longtime friend, Mr. Christian Isles. Anything over that middle, I love watching you guys. And then you just throw in Tarver coming back from the injury. And the dude, I told Coach Christman a little while ago, that's the softest mitts I've ever seen is from a big man. He catches everything that you throw. It's got to be fun. Your eyes have got to be that big around when you drop back to pass and see all these guys wide open.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's got to be so much fun. And of course, what does it mean to you as far as wearing that number 17 this year, knowing that was kind of, not say retired, but as a captain's number, what it means to you because your brother had that on as well?
It means a lot, being able to wear the same one that my brother Corbin started it off, and just a big role that I had to fill.
Yeah. Well, I will say this: you have way better hair than Corbin. Corbin, we got to get him to cut that hair. No, Coach, I know you got a question for Case as well.
Case, the thing that I find and I appreciate is your confidence and the way you run the offense. And just tell everybody a little bit about, you have a lot on your plate. You've got a lot of things to think about. How do you keep yourself calm in those games, especially, when you're either rolling or you're not rolling? What do you, as a quarterback and that leader of that and captain of that offense, how do you prepare mentally for those games?
I just have a lot of trust in those guys that if I do my part, they're going to do theirs. And during the summer, we stayed after practice throwing, so I have full trust, and that just calms me, knowing that they're going to be able to do what they're supposed to do.
I'll tell you, it's fun to watch here. If we pass it over to Kenny, we're going to talk to Kenny. Kenny, man, you have had yourself a absolute awesome season running the ball, buddy. You're not a 2-yard carry. It's like an 8-9 yard carry. You fall forward every time. You have 99 carries, 793 yards, 9 touchdowns on the season. And a lot of times you don't even get to play in the fourth quarter because we're ahead. So you could have a lot more yardage. It's got to be fun because this offensive line, they're creating massive holes for you. Tell me what it's like to be behind that kind of a line and have that kind of high-power offense.
It's great. This is what we play for. We're all having a lot of fun out there. And, being behind those guys, it just makes it even more fun.
Absolutely. Coach?
Well, I guess what I'm going to ask you, Kenny, is, you're a two-way player. And you're playing at such a high level. I don't ever see you take a play off. I want to know what you do during the week to prepare for a Friday night game.
Well, it's a lot. It's hard on the body, and a lot of people can't do that. But I just every day gets you ready for the game, and I just take every day serious, and I prepare my body to do that.
Well, I know your offensive coach, is sitting right next to me, but I need to ask Kenny, do you prefer defense or do you prefer offense? Be honest now.
I prefer offense.
Okay, I see. He knows what he's doing.
He knows.
Yeah, they know their bread and butter. Let's hit Ronnie here. Get the mic here. Of course, Ronnie, I got to watch you in some JV stuff, and dude, you got a cannon for an arm, man. It's got to be fun sitting behind. Of course, you sit behind Case and kind of see how they do it. But you're that next guy that's going to come up and step up and take that position, and it's a lot of pressure on that position. But it seems like you got the confidence, and I've really enjoyed watching you. Tell us what it's like to learn behind a guy that's been starter for 3 years, and you're going to take the reins when he's gone.
Yeah, it's really great. If anything, he's a good example, and I try to, if I really have any questions and I ask him, he always has an answer. And I'm really thankful.
Yeah, he don't seem like he'd be the guy that would give you a hard time about.
No,
he's the nice guy. He's a little quiet, he's the kind of guy. But again, watching you on some of the JV games, man. You a former baseball player? Because you got the arm on you like you've been a pitcher your whole life. So you love that quarterback position? That's something that you've played your whole life?
No, this is my sophomore year is my second year playing quarterback. So
what did you play before, or did you not play football?
I played football. I was a receiver.
Okay.
So
and you just took steroids and got that arm real strong or something? Is that how it works?
Yeah, you can say that.
I like it. Well, Coach Landry, look, you got so much talent up here. Of course, these guys are awesome, and it's so much fun. I enjoy calling these games because I've all of it, pretty much all this age group, I got to watch grow up through Tioga, and man, it's got to be fun play calling. It's got to be. I mean, you got to be licking your chops, on what you can do with Tarver, with Case, with everybody that they do. It's got to be fun.
Well, yeah, it is. This has been a fun year, no doubt about it. One of the best things about it is, when I came to Tioga 4 years ago, all these guys were freshmen.
Right.
So this is the first crew that I've had all 4 years, and just to see them grow and the relationship that we've built, it's just been great. It's great, and it's fun to see them play. And I'll say it again. A coach is only as good as his players. And I think any coach will tell you that. And we have really good players. I mean, that's the bottom line.
You got a humble quarterback. You got a humble offensive coordinator here. And I know Coach Landry is not this humble and quiet and reserved as on your day job. I don't think you could do that, Tioga Jr.
Well, speaking of Tioga, speaking of Tioga Jr., I got to give a shout out to
I wanted to talk about them.
To my buddy named Connor.
Okay.
At the junior high. He's a big fan of y'all's, by the way.
Oh, good
He's
deal.
a big fan of the Indians, and I told him, he said he was going to be watching us tonight, so I told him I'd give him a shout out.
Well,
he
shout
says he
out.
watches y'all every Friday night when he can't go to the game.
Well, we appreciate Connor for tuning in, and I can only speak for me. I know Coach. This is Coach first year with Tioga, and I know he's seeing the camaraderie that this whole team has and coming in. And again, I'm not looking forward to next year because we're going to lose so much good guys that's been here since day one. But I know that these guys are ready to take this for a deep playoff run and just try to go get that state championship. And it's only a few little things here and there that could change that. But I know a big game tomorrow night at Gina. I know you guys are pumped up and ready to go. They're coming at you because that can y'all opened up last year. They're wanting to return the favor tomorrow night here. So again, I thank you, Coach Landry. Coach Christman, thank you so much. You keep eating, buddy. Don't you worry about it. I know you get it while you can get it. They don't get many breaks here. And being a coach in high school, and Coach Scully, you can speak on this. You guys work some hours, buddy.
Well, we do, but it's all worth it.
Absolutely.
When you see the growth, like I was saying, it makes it all worth it. So. It's been really fun. It's been really fun watching these guys grow.
Well, Coach Scully, I know you go ahead and.
No, I look forward to it. And just listening to everybody talk. You guys have such a high-powered offense, and then you have such a really good defense that just really complements you so well.
Yep.
But I just love how the coaches get along, and I have yet to go over there because I've enjoyed my time away, so I'm really trying to stay back as far as I can without watching a little bit of film. I have started watching a little, but just to see you guys, just the camaraderie of your peers, and the coaches that you work with, especially your offensive guys. Your offensive coaches get along so well, and I can hear some of the conversations, but you're not ever going for the home run. You're methodically just moving the ball. And how do you go about that, Coach? I mean, what do you do? Prepare that way.
Like you said, we do. All our coaches as a whole, we're all great friends and work really well together. But especially offensively, me and Coach Book have become the best of friends over the last few years. Coach Brumfield, I coached him out at Buckeye for 3 of his years, and he's just been like a son to me. And so I was so thankful when we got him 2 years ago to come coach with us. You got Coach Dorsey, who played for me at Tioga.
At Tioga,
15 years ago.
Heck of an athlete,
No, unbelievable. And then, Coach Ethan. So we just, we trust each other. Coach Book's up in the box. I trust everything he sees.
Yeah, we hear him.
He's so good at seeing things and knowing what people are trying to do. And so, when you got a bunch of guys that are committed, that you trust, that you have good relationships with, and I'll tell them all the time, look, I want their input all the time. This is not a one-man show. It's all of us in it together, and I'll listen, and we try everything. You know, if somebody suggests something or sees something, I trust it, I believe it, and we do it. And, you know, it's worked out really well for us.
But and then on top of that, you've got some guys with experience, and the game is playing slow in their mind, you know, and you see Case sitting there taking I've seen him take 2 huge shots this year, and for him to be able to stay in the pocket, knowing that Kerwin's going to run to that ball wherever he puts it, and he's done it on several occasions, and then take the lick that he takes. It says a lot about what they're sacrificing to do whatever it takes on that offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's just this, again, their effort, their commitment, their growth as players, as young men, their toughness. I mean, I wouldn't trade any of these guys for anyone.
Well, we appreciate you, of course, being at the junior high.
Yep.
You get to see a lot of these up-and-coming talent. You know, if that feeder school, of course, these guys, I know Case played through, you know, and you get to see what, you know, you're getting it's really like a little maneuverability. You're very smart. I thought it was all planned or not, but you get to hit them first, buddy.
Just gotta, you know, when Coach Montiel got that principal's job, it just kind of fell into place for me to go over there and help him out and do the discipline stuff. And look, it's been great. It's my 2nd year doing it. Never really thought I wanted to be in a junior high, but it's been interesting. It's been fun. We have a great team there too.
Yeah, Coach Racine does a great job over there at the junior high.
Coach Racine does. He's done a tremendous job for a long time. Work with great people there. Miss Christman, Coach Christman's wife's one of our assistant principals. Miss
all intertwined. I love it.
It's been great. It's been an experience. It's been fun. It has.
Well, we appreciate them, of course. Anybody got an update on that Tioga Junior High game tonight? I don't want. We played Pineville. We didn't get the W tonight, but I promise you they'll be working hard getting them back to ready.
They've had some injuries here the last couple weeks.
I know Dillinger Willis went out last week. Yeah, so
they've kind of been dealing with a little bit of adversity. But look, man, those kids work. They work, and Coach Racine does a great job.
That's the future of this program. Absolutely, keep them, and they do a great job. So thank you everybody for tuning in here. We're live at Quebedeaux. This is the Reservation Roundup, live on 446 Sports. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Make sure you make the drive to Gina tomorrow night. Pack the house. Come support. I say it all the time. There's nothing better than me being in the press box of calling the game, and I'm seeing a packed house, and I look down, and they're on their phone watching 446 Sports while they're watching the game, and they can hear their kid's name. So appreciate everybody for tuning in. We're going to be out there tomorrow night. Pack that house, go there, and let's show the Gina Giants here what we can do, and let's go score some points there, Kate. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. For our producer, Shane Henry, of course, Coach Scully, thank you so much. Coach, appreciate you, Coach Landry, and, of course, our head coach, Coach Dan Christman. I am Billy French, proud to be a part of Tioga football. Thank you so much. And, Coach?
Go Indians.
That's right. We'll see you tomorrow night. Thank you so much on 446 Sports.
Thank you, guys.